Welcome back to the Get Off the Treadmill podcast for small business owners and entrepreneurs, where we show you how to build a successful business and to have a life too. We're going to dive into another topic that helps us make more money in less time and to get off the treadmill so we can experience a life of significance. And now, your host and the author of the #1 best-selling business book, Making Money is Killing Your Business, Chuck Blakeman.
Hi, and welcome back to the Get Off the Treadmill podcast. I'm Chuck Blakeman, and today we're going to talk about your steady stream drip system. Why do we want a drip system? This is about marketing. The reason we want a drip system is because we want a steady stream of potential clients and potential lumberjacks. If you don't know what a lumberjack is, listen to a few earlier podcasts for a full discussion on lumberjacks. But the Crib Notes is that they are people who have all the clients you want in their system, and you've given them a motivation to refer those clients regularly to you. So we want a steady stream of potential clients and lumberjacks. Here's a few key principles around what we mean by a drip system, where we're dripping things that people actually want to connect with. So principle number 1, serve, don't sell. My most recent book, Sell Less, Earn More, was actually titled Serve, Don't Sell, until, of course, the publisher got a hold of it and felt like the other title, Sell Less, Earn More, would sell more copies. That's fine. The principle behind the book is still serve, don't sell. Do people run toward your communications and your connection or away from it? Always do something that serves them, even if it has nothing to do with your business. And a lot of times it may not. The second principle of a good drip system is recency and frequency. Even if someone never comes to your happy hour, your quarterly education event, your annual party, or listens to your podcast, or doesn't open your monthly email, they have been reminded of you by those actions. And they know that none of this recency and frequency is selling. It's all designed to serve them. Recency and frequency, when we do it right and we serve, don't sell, is the most powerful marketing tactic we have. Stay present with the people who already know you and with the people who you want to develop relationships with. The third principle around a great drip system, can I do this for 3 years? Develop a drip system that you feel very comfortable saying, I can easily see myself doing these things for 2.5 to 3 years from now. Don't get greedy this month. We overestimate what we can do in a month, and we regularly underestimate what we can do in a year. The tortoise always wins. So pace yourself. Okay, there are 6 steps that I've identified to putting together a great drip system to get that steady stream of potential clients. Step 1, define the activities that you want. List the activities you would find energizing that build relationships. I should have said this up front, but the drip system, just like all marketing, should not be about selling. It should be about building relationships. Parties, your podcast, blogging, email, newsletters, social media, you're using the phone, coffee, text, catalyst events, educational and fun events, barbecues, golf, tennis, pickleball, cycling, hiking. All of that is available as a way to develop relationships with clients, potential clients, and people that you don't even know yet. The sky's the limit. List the ones that are most energizing to you. What are the ones that you would look at and say, that would be fun to do? Try and list this without thinking about how often. Just list them. So don't say, well, I like this, but I'm not sure I could do it real often. Stay away from the often question. This is just, what activities could you see yourself doing to build relationships with potential clients and have those activities energize you? You want to run toward them rather than, oh no, I have to do another podcast. Nope, let's not do that. If you want a quarterly newsletter, you better want a quarterly newsletter. If you want to do monthly calls, you better look forward to that, or a happy hour. All of those things, you need to have energy for them. So step 2 is frequency. Shoot low, be conservative. How often will you do these activities? Pick each one of them and say, okay, I decided that phone calls energize me. Well, how many could I do reasonably every week for the next 3 years? Shoot low, be conservative. Once you have a list of the few activities that would always energize you, go through each one and ask, what is my tolerance level for frequency for this activity? An example of the beginnings of a drip system at this stage would be, I think I have the energy for 1 email newsletter a quarter, 2 cups of coffee a week, 1 phone call per day, 1 educational event a year, 1 happy hour a month, 1 podcast every 2 weeks, etc. And by the way, I just listed so many things. I hope nobody ever has a drip system that complex. Those are just different things that people could have energy around, and that could be the frequency that they had the energy for. Again, could I see myself doing this activity at that frequency for the next 2.5 to 3 years? Step 3, audience, or I should say audiences. This is where a lot of these kinds of marketing, I don't even like the word, but relational marketing systems fall apart. Is we try and hit everybody with everything, and it just wears us out. I think that we try and give all the above things I talked about to everybody we know, and it just fizzles. We don't have the energy for that. So we need to break our connections into 3 tiers. We should have at least 3 audiences. For me, tier 3 is everybody in my system, everybody that I know who's in my system. And all of them get a certain number of activities per year, maybe something per 6 months, maybe even something per quarter. Tier 3 people would never get probably a regular tier, regular monthly or week, certainly not a weekly anything from me. So they might get the annual party, they might get my podcast, they can get that weekly, I guess. Yeah, so there is something weekly, but it's not costing me anything extra to put out to the tier 3s, because everything I give to the tier 3s is also going to go to the tier 2s and to the tier 1s. So tier 3s get the annual party, they get the quarterly newsletter, they get the weekly podcast, and they might get something else that's probably not a personalized contact. It's stuff you're going to do for everybody anyway. Tier 2s would be a very small segment of those relationships that I have in my system. It could be 10, 15, generally more like 20 to 30 people tops in your tier 2 audience. These are people who are potential clients. They're already clients maybe, but you want them to become much bigger clients. They're potential lumberjacks, or maybe they're lumberjacks, but you want them to be much more active in referring to you. Or they're new clients or lumberjacks who could benefit more. They get everything that the tier 3s get. So they get the podcast and the annual party and the quarterly newsletter, plus they get 1 or 2 more things that are probably a little more personalized. Everyone is invited to your monthly happy hour, and everyone receives your quarterly newsletter. So tier 1s, 2s, 3s, they all get the same thing. But in addition to that, tier 2s would also get a regular quarterly phone call from you, or a quarterly invite to coffee, depending on your business. If you have 25 tier 2s, that's about 6 coffees per month, or 1.5 coffees per week. That may be too much, considering you're also going to want to do things with your tier 1s. That's why you have to look at the frequency piece of this and make sure that you have the energy for it. They might also get a personalized text from you once a quarter in between coffees. They might even get a digital birthday card. So tier 2s get everything tier 3s get, which isn't a lot, but it's frequent. It's weekly kinds of things, monthly, quarterly, annual kinds of things that you're going to do anyway. And then tier 2s might get 1 or 2 more personal touches on a quarterly basis. Tier 1s get everything that tier 2s get, and they get everything tier 3 gets. So they get a birthday card, but it might be a little more personalized. They might get a signature from you or a small saying from you. There's coffees for them as well. You might also have lunches. You might take them golfing. There's 5 to 15 people in a tier 1 list. These are your best customers, your best potential customers, your best lumberjacks, and your best potential lumberjacks. Too often, by the way, we leave out the potential. We just look at, well, I'm getting a lot of money from these guys, and I'm getting a lot of referrals from those guys, so that's my tier 1s. Think about the people that you are missing because you're not paying attention to them. So those potentially great customers and those potentially great lumberjacks, there ought to be a few of those in your tier 1s as well. So tier 1s get everything tier 3s and tier 2s get, plus maybe a monthly fill in the blank, like a phone call, a text, an email, or even a weekly something. Probably not. That's a lot. And you might send them a small personalized gift on their birthday cards with a personalized note instead of a digital birthday card. If you have, say, 12 tier 1s, you're sending out an average of 1 gift per month. You might also have an annual gathering or party just for them. See, I'm again constantly working with this frequency thing as we build the plan. Can you send out 1 personalized gift per month? Okay, so number 1, what activities do you have energy for that are things that reach out and build relationships with other people. 2, frequency. How often would you feel energized by doing those specific activities? And then 3, audiences. Break them into tier 3s, tier 2s, and tier 1s and begin to develop the plan. So step 4 is where we take these things that we think we put together and let's really develop that plan. Write down the 6 things you will do weekly. Sounds like a lot, but it might be 4 phone calls and 2 cups of coffee. What are you going to do weekly? What are you going to do monthly, quarterly, and annually? And for whom are you going to do that? Tier 1s are going to get X, tier 2s are going to get X, tier 3s are going to get X. Write down the result you want from this drip system. That's really important as you develop the plan. What do you want out of this? You don't want to just drip. You don't want to be a drip, and you don't want to drip. What do you want? Do you want 1 new client per month? Do you want 2 new lumberjacks a year? Do you want to get somebody else to do this? Do you want to raise your income or your revenue by X? Do you want more profitability? You get what you intend, not what you hope for. Figure out what it is you actually want from your drip system as you're developing the plan. Okay, step 5. Step 5 is find an administrator. Here's the clue, shouldn't be you. I don't care if you're a one-horse shop. There's people all over the world who could do this for $4, $5, or $6, $7 an hour and who will do it way better than you. Get somebody else to administer your plan. Well, here's what I know I'm going to do every week, every month, every quarter, every biannual, and every annual. I got these things and I know who I'm doing them for. Give that to somebody else to run. It could be that you still end up doing things, but they're regularly reminding you, like Monday morning, okay, here's your 4 phone calls for the week. You're going to talk to these specific 4 people. Here's their phone numbers. And here's the 2 cups of coffee I got scheduled for you. It's going to be Wednesday afternoon, 1 at 1 and 1 at 3. That's somebody else administrating. You just show up. And this is so important because I say this in a lot of different places, but managers have to go chase stuff and leaders have the stuff come find them. Work hard at being a leader in your business. Get somebody else to run this. Managers go find data and processes. Leaders react to data and processes. Tell me what I'm supposed to be doing this week. So become reactive to the person telling you that you need to give them next month's newsletter or a list of the annual party or a reminder to call these 5 people this week. Okay, you've got an administrator. Step 6, this is where the rubber meets the road. Get out there and start doing this. And the operative word here is consistency. I say this in so many different ways, in so many different formats. The number 1 asset any business has is not people, it's not finances, it's not intellectual property or cash or market share. The number 1 asset in any business is trust. If you have all of the other things and nobody trusts you, you're hosed. If you have trust, you can build the other things. So how do we build trust? The number 1 practice for building trust is consistency in everything. Say what you're going to do and then do what you said. We like certainty. We dislike uncertainty. All relationships are built on trust that is built around consistency. You are who you say you're going to be, and you do what you say you're going to do. This is why it's so important to only commit to a drip system that you feel comfortable doing for the next 3 years. If you can see yourself doing it for 3 years, you're likely going to be consistent with it and build trust with that consistency in your drip system. It's like, oh, there's the invite from Tom's quarterly happy hour. There it is again, every quarter. Last week of the quarter, there's the happy hour. They get to know you because you're consistent with your podcast, with your text, with whatever it is you committed to do. Be consistent. Okay, those are the 6 steps. Let me give you one example of a drip system that's actually working for a wealth manager that he put together from these 6 steps. He does 2 daily calls to tier 1 clients every day. They average about 10 minutes each. So that's 20 minutes, really probably more like 30 with other things. But somebody hands him a rotating schedule of who he's supposed to call. He doesn't have to think about it, doesn't look it up. Somebody has his tier 1s, he knows who their 15 tier 1s are. And that person just hands him these every day and say, here's your 2 calls. Or, hey, I've already scheduled them. It's a Zoom call or whatever, and you're going to talk to this guy at 2 o'clock. His tier 1s all get 1 call per month, but he takes a Friday off and maybe another day here and there. So I think he has like 15 or 20 people in his tier 1s, which is a lot. He also schedules 4 weekly coffees, And he divides those between tier 1s and tier 2s. Tier 1s get one much more frequently, like maybe once a quarter, and tier 2s might get, one coffee every 6 months. Then he has a weekly happy hour for everybody. Tiers 1, 2, and 3. Come one, come all. He pays for it, which I don't know that he needs to do. He just pays for the hors d'oeuvres, which are really inexpensive at a very nice hotel. And he pays for that. And he gets 15, 20, 30 people to come to every single one of these happy hours year round. And so this is for everybody. Everybody can come to that. And then he has a seminar once every 6 months that is not a sales pitch. That's really important that he's not there to sell to people, because again, a good drip system is about meeting other people's needs, not selling at them. And then he has one annual tailgate party, and the weekly happy hours are co-sponsored by a CPA, which is a really good idea. We call that a catalyst event, where there are two different business owners bringing people together to catalyze new relationships where there weren't any. The CPA brings people that the wealth manager doesn't know, and vice versa, to both the tailgate party and to the weekly happy hour. So they're both meeting each other's clients this way. So that's just one example of somebody's entire annual drip system to build a steady stream of potential clients. And frankly, that one's maybe a little more involved than some. Remember, it's not how many people you call today, it's how many people you call or connect with this year. Do what you know you'll be able to do for years to come. It'll be so much better for you and your business. You'll be energized and you'll keep going. Okay, a quick few reminders about your drip system. Be patient. Consistency wins. You're going to see results down the road, not next week. And then drip. Don't flood. You can be relentless, but don't be obnoxious. Even with information people want to see, if they see you too often, remember, we talk about recency and frequency. We're going to talk about that again here in a minute. And recency and frequency are really the best tools we have for building relationships. And they're also the tools of a stalker. Don't do that. Don't be a stalker. So drip reasonably with people. Give them opportunities to have space in between times so they can actually look forward to getting a text or an email or a podcast or fill in the blank from you. Third, convert connections into coffees, into clients, and into what we call the 3 C's: connections, conversations, and clients. And then last, be realistic. The relentless tortoise beats the frenetic hare. Can't emphasize that enough, probably 4th or 5th time I've said it. Make sure you can do this stuff for 3 years straight. Be consistent. Okay, again, recency and frequency, as well as the types of activities that you do, are a matter of personal choice and tolerance level for frequency around the chosen activities. A quick reminder at the end here that whatever connecting opportunity you are presenting to your clients, potential clients, lumberjacks, potential lumberjacks, it must be something they want to engage with, not you reminding them of your products and how great they are or your expertise. That's sales. And I would say, again, didn't say it on this podcast, but I've said it before, the only objective of good marketing is to build relationships. So the marketing and relationship principle here is simple. Meet people where they are, not where you want them to be. What do they want and or need in the way of information or experiences or tips or resources? What do they want? Not what do you want to give them? What do they want? Put together a very simple drip system, deliver what they want and need, and you are on the way to a steady stream of potential clients. I'll see you in the next podcast.
That wraps up another episode of the Get Off the Treadmill podcast. If you found this podcast helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button to ensure you are receiving the latest tools you need to grow your business and to get off the treadmill. If you want more information on the 3 to 5 Club, the Crankset Group, or to book Chuck as a business advisor, speaker, or workshop leader, you can contact us at GROW at cranksetgroup.com. Until next time, have a great week.